Oh, I drained the water. So I was just wandering around like looking for places to go, and I blew up this thing, and it drained the water. So I guess this is right. Now I'm being sucked into a fan. I'm dying. Hello, welcome back. This is fucking weird, man. I guess you can't use the spider ball underwater, but it doesn't matter because I can do that. I want to start this off with talking about sequence breaking because I was obsessed with it as a child. I thought it was the coolest fucking thing that you could like use glitches like that, especially like the oh shit, I get it. There's no way this was in the original game. It's way too complicated for the Game Boy. I was obsessed with the idea of like using glitches to go out of bounds and like break the order of things. I thought it was the coolest possible thing that you could do with a game. And I didn't really consider it like cheating because I thought that it was more like, I don't know, like in some cases it's even making the game more difficult. It was just like doing things that you weren't supposed to be doing. Oh, whoops, hold up. I closed the window by accident. Well, I didn't close it, I minimized it. Shouldn't have shown anything different on your end. But if it did, I'm sorry. But like, what did I do? In Elder Scrolls Oblivion, there was that glitch where you could, the paintbrushes like didn't have gravity, so you could like place a paintbrush in the air and it would just stay there, and it would also function as a platform so you could stand on it. So I spent my entire time, the only Elder Scrolls game I've ever played, I still haven't played Skyrim, the only one I ever played was Oblivion, and I spent my entire time in it collecting paintbrushes and then using those paintbrushes to fucking, oh, I was hoping something would happen. And then using those paintbrushes to get into out of bounds areas and just like break the game. And I love that shit. I love it so much. And in Metroid, it was this thing, where if you like mash the bomb button, you can get really high. And if you do it with like the exact right timing, which most of the time for me as a kid, it was just luck. But if you do it perfectly, you can like get to areas that you're not supposed to be in. And I was like all about that. Oh, look at that. Reduces damage by 50%. New suit. I get a fancy little animation and everything. Hot damn. Man. Still don't know where to go though. Kind of a problem now. I've hit a different dead end. I was hoping that was the right way to go. Which I guess it was. This is a game of dead ends, honestly. Like there's a ton of dead ends because like I found a Metroid. That was progress. You can't beat the game unless you find every Metroid. So by going this way, I was making direct progress toward the end of the game, even though all I hit was a dead end. So it's very strange. Like from the perspective of normal games, it's really fucking weird. But that's just how Metroid 2 was. Man, so I was gonna start this episode off with something else. I can't remember what it was, because I was like, oh, I'm not gonna find the exit by randomly bombing around, and then I did. Well, for one thing, today I bonded with my Uber driver over Final Fantasy VIII and Suikoden 2. Because, I mean, I've been taking Ubers home from work because the bus is $4 and takes me like an hour and a half an hour at least of which is walking in like Florida heat. So I'm like, maybe I could not do that. So I checked out Uber and I'm like, this works pretty fucking well. It's only a couple dollars more and I don't have to like kill myself. So I've just been doing that. And what the hell is this? Can I not just like go up here? Can I just grab onto this ledge and go? Yeah, I can. Oh shit. I hope this is the right way. But so yeah, I've been taking Uber instead, and sometimes they'll just like, sometimes my drivers will just literally not say a word the entire time, and that's fine. But this guy was like, he asked me what I did, and I was like, do you remember Mystery Science Theater 3000? And he was like, no. Which I've found a surprising number of people do not remember Mystery Science Theater 3000. I always thought the easiest way to describe Let's Plays to people who don't know what Let's Plays are is to say, hey, do you remember Mystery Science Theater 3000? And then they'll say, yeah, and I'll be like, it's like that, but with video games. But fucking nobody knows what it is! Nobody remembers Mystery Science Theater 3000. Did nobody watch that shit? Like, I thought that was like a thing that everybody grew up with, but apparently it was just me. Anyway, so I explained to him what Let's Plays were, and then we just started talking about video games, and he was talking about how his sister bought a physical copy of Suikoden 2 on eBay for like $200, and I was like, god damn, that's fucking dedication, and that's awesome. I only briefly played that game growing up because I played it, my mom used to like, the guy who worked at the local video store had a huge crush on my mom, and so did so many people growing up. Really, my friends would have crushes on my mom, and I'd be like, get the fuck over yourself, she's not that great. I'm sorry, she anyway. The guy who worked at the video store had a huge crush on her, and he would just like give us games for free, like not to own. This thing has tiny little fucking legs! Oh my god, it's got little fucking baby legs! Oh my god, there's baby leg Metroids now. I need to see what the fucking logbook says about this. I guess they're gradually going to get more body parts as they get more difficult, but this guy just looks fucking silly. But the point of what I was saying was that I experienced a lot of games growing up only through rentals, because he wouldn't let us keep them, but he would give us free rentals basically. So I played a lot of games that way. I played this game. I want to fucking play this game. Oh, something important's happening. Oh shit, that's what it's supposed to look like. You're not baby legs anymore. You're like real legit legs, Metroid. Oh my god, it still looks kind of silly though. The legs are like, they're on like a rotating like hinge, I guess is the word. I got hit like directly under it. It looks like doll legs, and it's really funny. It's just the way it's animated, but anyway. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, there was this game that I rented called Claymates for the Super Nintendo, and I was obsessed with that game. I would like pretend that I was in that game, and like I wanted everything clay, and I got the game Clay Fighters for the N64 because I was like, clay is so cool. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me as a kid. Like, of all things to be obsessed with. But this coming from the kid who fucking played with pencils instead of action figures. I had a whole, like, fucking complicated-ass Dragon Ball Z-esque plotline going on with my fucking pencils as different characters. I was a weird child. But anyway, I gotta let's play, I gotta do a let's play of Claymates. Because that game, I have a feeling it's actually fucking terrible. I have a feeling it's, like, not remotely a good game. But I was crazy about it as a kid, and I want to re-experience it. Because, there's some games you play, and you're like, this is not that bad of a game, but it's entirely forgettable. Like, there's no way this is someone's favorite game. There's no way a kid is growing up going, Sonic and the Black Knight is my favorite game ever. But, there actually probably is. Because for a long time, Claymates was my favorite game ever. And it's probably actually garbage. So, I don't know. I like to think about that. I like to think about, because it's not like, I always tend to think of games like that as like the poor man's Mario. But honestly, I grew up with like Mario and Sonic. Like, I had all those games. But certain weird games like Claymates stuck with me and like became my favorite games despite me having access to much, much better games. This thing is kicking my ass. Why the hell is it so fast? Is it different from the other ones? Doesn't look any different. I'm fucking getting destroyed over here. I'm gonna run out of health. Can I use my charge beam on this thing? What happens if I run out of missiles? Am I just fucked? This is really, really getting on my nerves. Fucking let me destroy you. Just come here. Let me caress your soft underbelly with my missiles. That's not really a caress, I guess, if I'm using missiles, but I feel like I've hit this too many times. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I used to think that all video game bosses had to die in 8 hits because Robotnik in Sonic dies in 8 hits. So I thought that was like the rule. Oh yay, another earthquake. That means that a new area is going to open up. I was afraid that I would be at another fucking dead end, because I still have no idea where I'm going. Let's open the map and see if it looks like anything else opened up. Maybe down there? I forgot you can place markers. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna place a marker here, see if I can go that way now. How far into this episode am I? 10 minutes? I don't know. I'll go over there, whatever. I was gonna say I could just like, next time we'll go over there. I feel like I was gonna say something else. I want to do it before I forget. Oh yeah. So my Nikki, my girlfriend, who is great. Yesterday I told her that I did more Let's Plays, and she was like, "Did you tell the poop story?" And I was like, "Which poop story?" And then we realized what my life has become. So I have two poop stories. They're both poop related. I don't think I'm gonna do anything important in the rest of this episode. So if you're not a fan of poop stories, if that's the thing that bothers you, you can just skip to the next episode, unless it's not out yet. In which case you can just like sit in front of your computer screen and refresh YouTube until I release another episode, because I'm sure that's what you guys do when I'm not posting. I'm sure you just like sit there in anticipation and wait for the next one. I'm sure. Anyway, so poop. I was obsessed with that word when I was little. I wrote a whole book where like my best friend at the time. It was like real person fan fiction about me and my best friend at the time, and I made him like this idiot who could only say the word poop, and he would just say it in response to different things with different inflections. And I don't know how that kid didn't fucking hate me, because that's how I wrote him in our fan fiction. And not only did I write that fan fiction about real people, but I wrote it and printed it out on like a nice paper and stapled it together and sold it to my classmates as if it were a book. And I remember very specifically that one kid asked me for a refund because he was like, "This is terrible, and I am not spending $1 on this." It was only $1, but he needed a refund. Any fucking way. I said I wasn't gonna do anything important, but here I am doing this shit. Nobody fucking turned it off. Anyway, so there was two poop stories. One is not really a story, it's just that I was at work and someone pooped all over the store. So I asked for help cleaning it up at the back of the store, and they were like, "We're already cleaning it up at the front of the store." And so that's that whole story, and I don't want to talk about that anymore, because it was the worst. And the other poop story is that I was walking my fucking dog, and she pooped like near the side of the road, and I went to clean it up. I went to pick it up with a bag like a good fucking Samaritan that I am, and she just like tears away from me and starts charging at like a lizard or fucking something. And this is like as I'm picking the poop up, so I have like a bag full of poop, and I haven't like sealed it up or anything yet, and I just tried to go down that pipe like I was Mario. And anyway, fuck. And so I just throw the poop. Like I couldn't control it. I just threw it all over the fucking road. And it happened in slow motion. I could hear Ave Maria playing in the background. It was all over the road, and I didn't pick it back up because I am not that good of a Samaritan. Anyway, that sounds like where I would end a stand-up piece if I was that kind of comedian. So I think that's where I'm going to end this episode. I don't know where I'm going. There's so many ways to go, so many new possibilities. So next time we'll fall down here, maybe? Can I? No, that's a screw. Screw attack? Screw attack. That's a thing. That's a website. Didn't they like go out of business? Oh, I didn't mean to crouch. Anyway, yeah, next time. Bye. Love you guys. But not you, Steve.